Welcome to the ylnifarmersmarket Market podcast. On this show, twice a month, we highlight and take a deep dive to get to know one of our 350 vendors of the number one market in the state of Indiana. Here's where we tell the stories that you won't hear anywhere else. I'm Adam Marino from Influencer.tv, and this show is powered by Solar Pros. For more information regarding your roof and a better option to save money on your electric bill, go to the description of this show and click the link for more information. And now, let's start the show. Today, I'm talking to
Angie Marquardt, and you can find my stuff on social media, Angie Marquardt Music.
Okay. So the reason why I was excited to talk to you is you are the first music vendor from the market that we've had on.
Exciting.
So we've recently had on our first food truck vendor.
Okay.
And so now we have our first music vendor. And I've been a fan of yours for well over a year, just from seeing you perform and then follow you on social media and see all the different places that you go to. So I want to get into a couple things and find out how you got started. But tell me, what is something that you enjoy about doing live music?
Man, I actually love prepping for it because I love being in my room and I love the learning process.
Okay.
And then the performance part of it is just kind of an outlet for that. But I just love learning how to do the different things.
Okay, so when you make kind of like a set list and decide what you're going to do, and maybe a couple songs you haven't done before or haven't done in a while, and so it's like that process of like setting all that up.
Well, I always try to bring in new songs as fast as I can because I've done this for 4 years maybe. And so when people request songs, I don't know them so many times because there's like a bazillion. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. But so I try to bring them in as fast as I can. Yeah. So the set list will change. And the longer I do this, the more often I'll just kind of pick songs as I go. And depending on the crowd, maybe adjust it.
Yeah, know your audience for sure.
Yeah.
But I get that. So, okay, so let's backtrack now a little bit and get to the beginning of your story. Are you from the Fort Wayne area originally?
Yes.
Okay. And did you, when you were 10, 11, 12 to a teenager, did you think that you would be singing and that kind of thing?
No, I wanted to be a social worker. That's what my dream was.
Yeah.
No, performing didn't really become a thing for me. I told you earlier I took guitar lessons from Sunny Taylor, as people know her, Sunny Berry. I took piano from Alicia Pyle, and she did these events out at it was called HT2 Distillery. It's not there anymore.
Yep, I know what you're talking about though. Yep.
So that was my first time we went and played with like professional musicians. I was terrified, but there was something about it that I thought, wow, I kind of like this. So that kind of lit the fire and kind of took me on the path I'm on now.
Okay. So do you remember your very first performance then?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Let's see. I think I did Sitting at the Dock of the Bay. It was all on keys. I perform mostly guitar now, but I've been trying to bring keys back into it. Guitar's just so much easier to bring around and set up. But
yeah.
I think I did Valerie by Amy Winehouse. I think it was a set of 3. I can't remember what the third one was. But yeah, but it was absolutely terrifying.
I was going to say, like, were you nervous?
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
It took
right?
every ounce of like courage I could muster to walk in the door. So
and how long ago was that?
That might have been 2018, 2019-ish.
Wow. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that long ago.
No.
So, do you think that it's normal for someone as of 2018 to not be a performer like you, and now all the gigs that you're getting, is that normal? I'll be honest, I feel like that's not normal.
Well, I feel like the way I approach life probably isn't normal. Like, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. You know, like, I may be scared, but I feel like I'm not going to let that like stop me from having like a full life. So I think it's just kind of my approach. Like if I wanted to play the tuba, which I don't, I'd pick it up and then I try to join a band. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's why you're here right now, right? How many podcasts have you done before?
None.
There you go. You see?
Yeah.
You see?
That's right.
Look, all I can tell you is you're welcome.
Thank you. I mean, thank you. Like, now I'll just add this to my resume.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay. Yeah, I just find it interesting that I'll be honest. I thought that you had been doing this for over 15 years.
No, it would be helpful with song selection.
Just the way that you perform and the way your confidence, like I just thought like, oh yeah, this is old hat to her. Like she's been doing it for a little while. Like that's just what I thought. So it's just very intriguing. Like
no, but if you put me like in front of a microphone to speak in front of people, I'm not good at that.
That's different.
That's totally different. But when you give like, I don't know, when God gives you like something in life that you're just kind of born with, you know, you have to practice it, but it was a gift, you know, like, I don't know. It's not as scary, I don't think, because you were born to use it.
So did you sing in front of people at all prior to 2018? I don't understand how.
I was on the music team at a church, like for a few months. When I was a little girl, I sang a song. I was in choirs, but I never got the solos. Like it was never something that that was like, oh, Angie, you're awesome. You should do this.
Well, I just think like singing in the shower, like your kids or your husband over here, like, oh, babe, that was really good, or something. Like, I don't know, in the car
like
or in the car.
Boyfriends, or you know, like they would be super encouraging. Friends, I mean, I think I was too shy to like just in case, you know, like it wasn't good. I was like, I didn't want to like totally let go, and it took me a while to be able to do that.
But so all right, I want people to get a. If they haven't been to the market when you're there or, you know, whatever, I want them to see a little bit of what I'm talking about. And you guys be the judge as she grabs her guitar, because seriously, I don't feel like you've only been doing this for a couple of years. It feels like this is just like old hat to you. And like,
well, now it does feel like it. Like when I first started doing it, I would have to practice like the whole show before I did the show. And so it would be like an exhausting day because I would have a 2 or 3 hour show and I would have to go through everything. And it was,
well, and the market is 4 hours. I know you get breaks.
Yeah.
You do breaks and stuff, and it's not literally.
Yeah, nothing ever else is 4 hours. So when they asked me, I was like, what are the hours? And they kept saying, it's in the email. You just need to check. And all I could see was 9 to 1. And I'm like, I don't know what hours they want me there during that 9 to 1 period.
Sweetie, 9 to 1. That's what we want you, right? And you're like, oh
my goodness. Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad has played. See, maybe that's why it's in my head. My dad is in his 70s and has been playing since he was like 10 years old.
Okay.
So that's 60 years of playing the freaking guitar.
Yeah.
So like for him to do anything takes 5 seconds, he'll just do it.
Yeah.
But he can't sit there.
For that.
But he can't sit there for 4 hours. So he was supposed to perform at one of the markets, and he said, "Oh, I didn't realize it was. I can't do that, Adam. I can't do that for 4 hours."
It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah.
Which I was glad that you get braced, because that's when I caught you to get you to do that.
I probably just called my husband and been like, bring me water. I feel like I'm going to pass out. It's so hot out here.
What's crazy about the market, the time that I've been involved, there's been a few Saturdays where it never rains out completely. Like if you even if it's downpour raining, like it'll still go on. It's just obviously a lot of people go home, but we really haven't had that, which is crazy to think for like pretty much the whole summer while school was out. You know, now that school's back in, but like I get that usually there's a couple, but we had one day where in the morning it rained for a little bit, but by 9:45, 10, the sun was back out and the puddles were drying up. Yeah. We have not had, through the regular summer, not one like rainy day. Now it's been hot, and the time that we're talking about where I ran into you, yes, it was definitely hot.
Yeah.
But
and for how much rain we got for this season.
I know, to never have it on a Saturday except for the one day. But again, it stopped and was beautiful then right after. Like,
yeah.
It was really, really odd. So that was really cool. But yeah, so, okay. So Grab, can you play a little bit? So again, you can go to the website is what?
AngieMarquardt.com.
Okay. AngieMarquardt.com. There you can see where some of your gigs are lined up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes. When I update, I think I did for the past couple
of weeks.
Well,
I can't help you there, Angela.
I'm sorry. I usually, I post them, but
when people are mad, can they call you Angela?
That's what my mom does, so I'll respond with
all
trepidation.
Right, so I was right for that. All right, yes. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, let's do Going to California. Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoked myself and drank all my wine. I made up my mind to make a new start. Going to California with an aching in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. I took my chances on a big jet plane. Let them never tell you that they're all the same. The sea was red and the sky was gray. I wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. The mountains and the canyons start to tremble and shake. The children of the sun began to wake.
Wow. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me play.
First time ever on the Wow and I Farmers Market podcast to have someone perform. So cool. What's cool is we do this with the show. We'll have clips that we throw on social media where it's like 48 seconds long or this or whatever, and to have a little clip of that will be so cool when it comes out, when the episode comes out, that we'll show that clip, and then we can tag you and make sure people,
cool, yeah.
you know, I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be so cool to have like the reels, Instagram reels and stuff of that will be really cool. So that was awesome. And that is exactly the vibe of the farmers market when you play, I feel like, and it's really cool. So, okay. So one of the last questions that I ask is, I want you to pretend that the mayor comes to you and says, hey, we love that you perform for Fort Wayne. We need a favor from you. We are going to have a message that is broadcast over the whole city, either from like the Fred Grody plane, you know, that flies, or a message that goes high up top the AEP building.
Yeah.
The point is, everyone in Fort Wayne is going to see this message.
Okay.
You get to write it. So whatever the message says, you're going to tell us what it says. What is your message for the entire city to see? Now, in this case, I've never done this before, but it does make sense. It could be a song.
Okay.
Normally, when I ask the vendors, they're not performers. They make an item and sell it at the market.
Yeah.
It's a little different for you, but so you can take that as if there's a song or just a personal message. So if you had, you know, just a sentence or two for the whole city to see,
Okay.
what would it be?
Man, I'm horrible at coming up on the spot with things.
You're not a
I mean,
slogan machine?
No, I'm not. I'm not even a good talker. So the fact that you're letting me be on here is awesome.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, totally fun. Man.
I like the raw answer. I like saying it like this. It's everyone
I know
answers
what
the
it
same
would
way.
be
Like
about.
they don't know exactly because they're like thinking.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to give a 2-second or a 2-cent answer to $1 million question.
Yeah.
And so I can see their wheels turn, but then you get the raw good emotion of it.
Yeah. Well, it would be something that's like centered to my life, and it would be my relationship with Jesus Christ, and just saying that that is the only way I know how to live that actually brings true life and is fulfilling. And I would just want everybody to, like, I don't know, give it a shot, because the peace and joy that comes with it is unfathomable.
That's awesome. So maybe it would be Jesus is the only way to, what did you, like, how did you word that? You said
his ways, the ways of Jesus, which I've fallen in love with, are the only way to really live life. Every other way is a form of dying, I feel like. It's just not leading anywhere. And this leads on a path of joy and peace and happiness.
So I'll say this. So plenty of vendors and listeners are either Christian, non-Christian. My dad is a Lutheran pastor.
I didn't know that.
So I'll say this about being a Christian. If you are not a Christian and you're listening to this, you may be on pins and needles because you're wondering what I'm about to say. But here's what I'll say about being a Christian. Look at all the other forms of religion or the other ways. And what I think is interesting is that in all of the other religions, you have to do something. Make a pilgrimage to Mecca.
Right.
You have to do this, you have to do that. Really look it up. You'll see that I'm right. That I've looked at these things, and the faith that you and I are talking about, and that what we have, it's the only one that says, actually, you're a schmuck.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't, the thing that you're supposed to do, you can't.
Right.
But guess what? It's okay. And why is it okay?
Because it's a free gift of grace that God gives us.
So what I'm saying is, I get that there'll be plenty of people that listen to this podcast that aren't Christians.
Yeah.
And hey, we love you the same as if you were. It's not about that. But all I'm saying is, do a little bit of research and understand that if I am quote unquote picking a religion, I'm kind of going to go with the one that says, hey, you know how you're supposed to be perfect? Yeah, come through here. It's all right. We know you're not.
Right.
Whereas all of the other ones say, you can't have caffeine. You can't do this. You can't ask questions. You can't do this. You can't.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I'll say. I'm not trying to sway you either way or another, but I'm simply saying, if there's 10 different things and 9 of them say you have to be perfect, and there's one guy who says, hey, buddy, come with me. We're going to hang out. We're going to go to the bar and watch a game and have a beer.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of going to listen to what that guy says.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
And it's interesting. I just want to add that I spent so much of my life trying to, like, do what was right and to try to, like, make my heart right. I found out
how'd that make you feel?
I don't have darn control over that. Like, I have to ask Jesus to, like, change my heart. There's no other way that it's going to happen. I can't even do it, even if I tried, if I wanted to do it. So, yeah. So that's why I'm saying that's the only way to life, because the love that flows through you is just unmatchable.
100%. So remember to go to angiemarquardt.com and then on Facebook and Instagram, Angie Marquardt Music.
Yes.
And as long as she updates it, you will see where she is playing next.
I always post before I play.
Yes.
How far in advance? I can't guarantee.
That's all right. But the most fun way to catch her usually will be at the farmer's market when she plays for us. And you can catch her from the full time 9 a.m.
9 to 1, yep.
With a couple breaks where you're talking to me, maybe.
Yes, look for me and Adam.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you at the market.
Okay. Thanks so much for having me.
Yep. Thank you for listening to the ylni Farmers Market podcast. Remember, the most fun way to watch is on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified when new episodes drop. A big special thanks to our sponsors, the Solar Brothers. For more information on how you can save money on your energy bill, give them a call at 833-765-2276. Also, 260 Roofing for a free estimate on your roof. Call them at area code 260-800-3031. Remember, for more information on the ylni Farmers Market, you can always follow us on our Instagram and Facebook page at ylni Farmers Market. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.